Sorry, I was turning my phone on to airplane mode.
Onto as loud as possible. Ring.
Yeah, turning my phone on, guys. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to TVI.
Episode
vegan
165.
Idiots. Is it 165?
Yeah.
It's the first time you've ever known
ever got it correct. And it's probably it is 165.
It's good to be back in the studio. Last week's episode, people liked it.
Yeah.
After our
we need more deaths, don't we?
I think we do, actually. I think it does add a sense of pathos to the podcast when one of us has lost a parent.
Hopefully mine next. Not really. Oh God, no way.
Oh no. Yeah, we got some lovely feedback. People that liked hearing us, talk candidly, but also having a laugh about it.
Yeah.
Which is how you got to do things, guys, ain't you? Phoebe, welcome back into the studio.
Thank you for having me.
You haven't been driving for a while, actually. What have you been up to? Where you been? What have you been doing?
I went to festivals.
Which ones? Latitude?
Glastonbury.
You went to Glastonbury. How was that?
Yeah, amazing.
It was a good one, wasn't it? Weather was good?
Weather was amazing.
See,
I got a tan, and as a ginger, that's a big deal.
That's a real, Glastonbury thing, isn't it? It makes it such a long weekend, Glastonbury, when it's raining. I did one of the worst weather years ever at Glastonbury. It was like 2003 or something. It wasn't the year where people were
sliding,
their tents were floating away, but it was the worst one but that. And it was brutal. Like, everything you brought with you was fucked by the end of the day, first day,
including your missus. Come back to your tent early.
It's Glastonbury, mate. What happens at Glastonbury stays at Glastonbury and stays in your psyche.
Did you do drugs, Phoebe?
What are drugs?
Drugs are those things that you're on all the time.
Those things you took at Glastonbury to get you through the weekend.
There's things that you sell
on the dark web.
That I smuggled up my bum.
I mean, you don't have to obviously indict yourself on anything, but it was a festival. I've never done a full weekend festival and not had a good festival. I had to take drugs to last. That's the.
I was there for a week as well because I was working it.
Oh right, you need to do drugs. You need to do drugs all the time.
What were you doing? What job?
Just wristbands and welcoming people.
Okay,
and you write your head on ketamine.
Just welcoming fucking cows.
There's no one there. That's a tree, Phoebe. Come over back to the position, please.
Just in your own tent, thinking you're at Glastonbury party.
Yeah, I was actually just in my bath.
But I once went to Glastonbury, and I reckon this would have been a decade ago. And me and my mate, I mean, this was just after the breakdown of my first marriage, so I was in party guy mode, and me and my mate went, and we had such a heavy 4 days. I'm talking I can't remember sleep, I remember trying to sleep now and again, but it just was impossible. Just did so much stuff, and then on the last morning, we'd gone to bed at 5 a.m. It wasn't last, it was second to last. And I did sort of fall asleep for about an hour before, the sun comes up and your tent becomes a sauna. And my mate was just sitting on a.
Those are Swedish men coming in towels. Sorry.
It's one of those cool saunas. But no, my mate was sitting on a camping chair at the end of the tent. I bought a massive tent, like one of them tunnel ones with different rooms. And he was just sat in it looking really troubled. And I said, what's happened? And he basically was like, every time I lie down, I feel like I'm going to have a heart attack. And I was like, yeah, that's probably the 3 days of fucking 24 hours a day drugs. And then we went out last night and then went back to London. He was feeling it. Literally every time he lay down, his heart started really fluttering and going crazy.
Sounds fun, this.
He went to he went to the doctors. They sent him straight to the hospital. He got an ECG. He'd unleashed a faulty valve in his heart. And they said he'd probably had it from birth. But they might never have found it until it became fatal, unless he'd done that crazy weekend and set it off.
Thank God for ketamine.
Yeah, so basically the only way it was discovered early and they could actually fix it, and now he's got a little, replacement valve, was because he did so much coke and MDMA.
I might go there
everything.
Next year, see what I've got wrong.
What I'm saying, if you want to diagnose...
Got an ingrown toenail.
We'd never have found it if you hadn't kicked that guy to death in a field.
Stamped on that dealer when I robbed him.
But yeah, so that's the only real positive drug story I've ever heard.
Yeah.
You know, in terms of like, that was the best possible outcome.
Yeah.
Saved his life.
It did, but you know, don't take that as a. That's what.
Well,
I
they
need
may
to
have
do.
had his whole life if it wouldn't have put such much strain on his heart.
Well, maybe yeah. It might
with
never have caused a problem, but
Mandy
the
or
doctors
whatever.
seem to suggest that no, this is something that will have become a problem at some point as you get older, maybe, and your heart gets a bit weaker.
Unless when it became a problem in the future, he just would have gone to the hospital as well.
Yeah, I mean, there is that. But they said like if he gets older and then it became a problem, it could have just gone bad.
Yeah,
he could have had a heart attack basically. So
Just
instead he got
died.
ahead of the news by snorting a load of gack off a key in a field. That's the worst. The worst is when you like, and again, I'm talking now in the sort of the olden days. You know, it's now I'm a fucking dad. But when you ruin your drugs at a festival, you know what I mean? When you try and do it and it's raining and you think you're pissed and you're out of your head and you think that'll be all right, and next thing it's just you've just ruined.
What,
like,
you've dropped it on the floor or something?
all sorts of stuff, mate.
Oh.
I've dropped bags of coke in piss, and I ended up just going, I'll just sort of
Piss
rub it
ain't
into my
that
gums.
Piss is good for you as
pissy
well.
Coke in your gums
I've watched
because you can't
Joe
get it out of your
Rogan.
nose. You're just rubbing it in, going, ugh. Just trying to get
I
some.
have to put that bit in my arse, actually. Seems more appropriate. Drops it in shit.
But yeah, it's the things, you know, the things I did back when I was in my party days were fucking disgusting in hindsight.
Oh, drugs are bad, man.
They're not, you know, like, you always justify the grottiness when you're young because the fun just about outweighs the
Yeah.
negative. But then I do think you get to an age where you suddenly go, no, the negatives and the bleakness have now become the main thing. Like the fun is actually outweighed by the negative.
Yeah.
And once you have that revelation, it's just game over. You're just like, you probably might have the odd little blowout by accident. You sort of meet up with some old friends, but there's no desire to do it.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
go out now for a few beers and think, fucking, I'd love to just get some Mandy and go and lie in a fucking kitchen floor.
Talking shit
Talking
to someone.
utter shit, listening to like Pink Floyd and talking about how fucking they don't make stuff like this anymore, man.
Yeah, thank God.
So, like,
Depressing shit.
yeah. So anyway, but you had a lovely time at Glastonbury. Well done. How old are you? I forgot to ask.
I'm 26.
Yeah, you're still all right. You've got another about 8 years before it all
think?
becomes bleak. Yeah.
Hard drug.
I'd say early to mid 30s when you first have those like, oh, I need to wind my neck in.
Yeah.
But you carry it on for a few
Can't
years.
walk anymore.
But in your late 30s is where you just become so depressed when you catch
Some
yourself
people
acting
push
like that.
through though and still doing it.
I
reckon
find that
could
really
be me.
bleak.
I reckon I could be one of those like hippy dippy.
Really? I'd find it a
Yeah.
bit embarrassing. I know a comedian, very good comedian, in his probably now late 50s, who still now and again drops like pills and goes raving, and you're like, come on, mate, you've got kids, they're grown up.
What you're running from, bro.
Yeah.
Well, when I go raving, I used to go to like psytrance raves in the forest, and that's a lot of like middle-aged people.
I just feel like, you know, just get a better hobby, mate. Do you know what I mean? Isn't it? Watch a box set.
Yeah.
It's so much easier, isn't
Get a
it?
job.
Get
Get your fat ass down a gym.
There we go. Bit of fat shaming to start this week's episode.
Be ashamed of yourself.
I did a lovely gig last night. I opened for Kevin Bridges, just doing his little warm up, work in progress.
He was at not Saturday.
He was just trying out-
Wednesday at Top Secret. He was.
Yeah, he was just trying out like sort of a chunk of new stuff at the Bill Murray. So I just went and did like the opening bit. But he's got a very funny bit about fat shaming, about basically the fact that he was fat shamed online, which has now, you know, caused why he's lost so much. Well, he's actually lost loads of weight and he's now in good shape. But like it was, he sort of, it's almost a defense of fat shaming and that thing of he needed that to be the impetus.
Yeah.
And it's such a funny routine. But you know, just go and see him on tour, see it. It's great. But yeah, I'm obviously now you can't really fat shame.
I mean, I've heard people say that though, that the fact that they were called fat has helped them, you know, get healthier.
I think some people would have that. I think some people would do the opposite and make them sadder and eat more.
Yeah.
So I suppose
Not that I'd call someone fat.
No, not to their face.
It seems not to their face.
Just in a
Then some people
WhatsApp
like
group.
it.
To their mates.
Huh?
Some people like being called
Well, this
fat.
is, I suppose it's that's the thing, the fat positivity
Do you think?
movement.
Yeah, no, that is the whole.
Well, there's a fat positive movement, isn't
Yeah.
there, where they sort of
Yeah.
talk about how great they feel in their bodies, and it's sort
Sure.
of it's called, they're called liars. No.
It's a big liar movement.
No, but it is that, I suppose it's
I mean, however you
reframing.
are, feel good about yourself, I suppose, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess it. I think it is.
Yeah, the whole thing is just like, yeah, I am fat, but that doesn't mean it's a bad thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. I think
Depends how you define bad. That's like saying I smoke, but it's not a bad thing. No, it doesn't. But it isn't health. It isn't optimal health, is it?
I suppose no, it's not optimum. No, but it's still, you can still be like, there's
Some
you
people
can
are big though and got in crazy.
Well, this is what I mean.
endurance.
I know people that are a bit probably visually you'd say they're a bit overweight.
Yeah.
But they're way healthier. And I've got mates. I remember I grew up. One of my best mates growing up was whippet thin. He had like a natural six pack. He ate just like crisps and bread and smoked from like the age of 11. Did loads of drugs. Like he just had that weird. It was almost like a drug addict.
When you're
body.
young, you get that though.
But he had it right up into sort of early adulthood when we sort of drifted apart.
Sometimes like anxiety can burn calories. You know what I mean?
But what I mean
that,
is,
that kind of twitchy energy.
Yeah. But he had that sort of like, did you know when you see like a pissed Polish geezer on a bench, just knocking back 4 cans of Tysky at 2 p.m.
Yeah.
But he's like ripped. They've just got that slim, slender, muscly.
Probably grafting all day though. Isn't
Well,
it?
there is that, but I think there is that thing of some people just have that body.
Yeah,
but I
yeah,
guarantee
thank
if you looked at the inner workings of it, it's really unhealthy.
Yeah,
their
yeah.
heart's probably fucked, the arteries. Whereas you have somebody who's a bit bigger, but probably walks everywhere and does cardio, or whatever, and their
There's a
heart is much
couple
healthier.
of UFC fighters. Roy Nelson was one who was massive, and Daniel Cormier, who was an Olympian wrestler.
Yeah.
Super fucking the fittest people in the world, but they massive bellies.
Yeah.
It's just weird.
It's quite fun, isn't it?
But they're not. They don't gas out. Their cardio's crazy.
Yeah.
They're strong as
That's
fuck.
what I mean. As long as you've got, you can make whatever your body's shape is work for you, I reckon. In
but
a
they are
healthy
the
manner.
anomalies, I guess.
Yes. But yeah, anyway, do you know what? I've put on a bit of weight in the last 3 weeks.
I was going to say, yeah.
I've just, I do think there is that thing of when you go through a bereavement and your life just goes a bit crazy for a few weeks. Like, it's been very stressful the last few weeks because like looking after my mum half of the week, like full-time caring, which is fucking hard as shit, man. It's harder than looking after a 2-year-old, which I've got a 2-year-old for anyone that thought I was just being creepy. But it's just full on, man, because it's way more bleak looking after a grown-up who's ill.
Because they're more able to do.
Well, my mum's
like,
physically fit, but mentally she's she's got dementia, so like she is very mentally unstable.
Yeah.
So it's just,
and they won't do as they're told, like a 2-year-old.
No, not at all.
Well, might do.
You're constantly sort of it's like an impro game 24 hours a day where you're just going along with what they're saying and constantly repeating the things, and like, so it's just it's draining. So I've just eaten just carbs.
You should take her to Edinburgh, start an improv group.
One where the person on stage forgets what you told them every 3 minutes. It is. I mean, I can sort of joke about it, but it is when I'm there, it's bleak, man. It is. It's one of the things where she's so like, she can't. It is essentially, we are now in the process of like trying to look for care.
A new mum.
Yeah, I'm in the market, guys.
So what do you have to do for her?
Everything. She can't cook. She can't sort of. So she can just about sort of do like personal hygiene with a bit of guidance.
Yeah.
So I can get her to change her clothes. I can get her like to wash. If I just sort of, I'll fill the sink or run a bath, and I'll just talk her through it from outside, and I will help her get dressed and things. And it is like proper. And my wife does a lot of it as well. So like we're sort of just tagging in and out.
Yeah.
And but it's a brutal disease, man. Like my mum is just. She's on this. It's almost like a 2-minute loop.
It's dementia, is it?
Yeah. But like, and it is like and the time it used to be about a 5 or 10 minute loop, like probably a couple of years ago when she first started getting bad, and that window of memory just shrinks and shrinks until like there's days now when it's like every minute she'll ask you the same question.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? And then and you'll answer it, and then she'll ask it again, and you literally will answer that question sort of 50 or 60 times in a row over the next hour. And it's just, you've got to be so patient.
It's like memento.
Yeah, it is. Like, and you just got to go with it. You can't snap them. It's not their fault.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can't go, fucking hell, I told you that. Because they don't know that at all.
Yeah,
It'll literally be a waste of your own anger
My dad
and
had
energy.
it. He didn't have it for that long though. Like the last year of his life, it went kind of quite downhill quickly.
Yeah.
But he had that, yeah. And he was like accusing me of nicking money off of him.
They get very paranoid. My mum
because
my
I
mum
nicked
gets
money
paranoid.
off of him. And not really. But
I heard my mum in the kitchen because we've got a carer that comes in to do dinner. That gives us like a sort of a little hour off in the evening, which is nice, where we can just do something else, not think about it.
So what do they do when they come?
She comes in, does dinner, sort of like does medication, and just is with my mum.
Does she wash her and stuff?
No. But she's just more housey stuff. But it's also more for her to be around to make sure my mum doesn't do anything crazy while I nip out.
Because my dad needed help in the toilet, and I just completely left that part to the nurse.
Yeah, I mean, my mum luckily hasn't got to that point yet. Because that's one I'm dreading, man. I don't want to. Oh God, the thought of wiping my mum's bumhole really does.
You know what though? You'll
well
just do it and you do it. The thought of it, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah. I mean, already the fact I'm helping my mum get dressed and shit, like I know. You just do it out of a sense of duty.
Yeah.
And
didn't you
love.
like the clothes she had on there?
I was like, take that shit off, man. That Primark shit.
That's last season, Mum.
I did take her shopping the other day, and it was mad. I took her and my 2-year-old daughter, and because my wife was working, but she was working from home. But I just said I'll let you work, so we're not bothering you. And I took the two of them out, and it was like fucking herding sheep, man. Like you've got a 2-year-old running off pressing fire extinguishers. You've got my mum just wandering around picking things up. And it was just like kind of wrangling. It was actually, do you know what? It was actually quite a fun. An hour of like.
You should have just outwilded them, like Tasmanian devil.
But yeah, it was it was ended up being quite fun, and it's that thing of trying to do stuff like that rather than just
having a couple of drunk mates in it.
It is. That's what it felt like. Just being, when you're sort of out with a mate, or you out with a few mates, and one of you just drinks a bit too much and becomes such a live wire. You essentially just have to babysit for a couple of hours.
That used to be me.
Was it?
It was actually, yeah.
I was never that. I was always with the babysitter.
Yeah.
But then recently, when I went on I've talked about it on here when I went to Luxembourg for that wedding, and I just got so shit-faced. I probably haven't talked about it because it was the weekend before my dad went into hospital. But I went to Luxembourg for my mate's wedding, and I got so shit-faced. The most drunk I've got probably, it might be ever. Do you know what I mean?
What were you drinking?
Everything. We flew in the day before the wedding. I went straight. I literally got to my hotel, chucked my bag, went straight to the pub and met everyone, and we just drank shitloads, like cocktails, everything. And so I woke up the next morning for the day of the wedding, and I was a bit dusty and probably still had quite a bit of booze in me. And we just, obviously it was a wedding, so we started drinking at midday. Went all the way in the day, and it was boiling hot, like just out in the sun. And I got genuinely paraplegic drunk. I had to be carried back to my hotel by my mates, properly like I woke up the next day. My mate came to my hotel to get me out of bed to get me on a plane home. I'd ruined a suit. I didn't shit my pants or anything. I don't think so. I don't know. But a really beautiful linen suit that I bought in Australia. It's really expensive. And just one of the legs is just shredded. I took the whole knee out of it. I don't remember falling over.
Falling on the concrete?
I don't remember falling over, but I know I was involved in a fall.
You may have killed a man.
Because my mate, I met him at the airport. He was on the same flight, and his face was all fucked up. Apparently, we went down together. Just the whole of us, a group of us went down to ground.
Fuck.
And he's literally smashed his face open.
On your shin?
Yeah, oh, man. I was so rotten. Just couldn't speak.
How long did it take to get over that hangover?
I did 2 gigs that night because I couldn't. It was too late to cancel. I flew back. All I did all day was just focus on not vomiting and getting myself together.
Oh, it's brutal.
Oh, I've never not wanted to be on stage more. But I did it, yeah. But that's sort of that level of drunkenness, man. I've never been a falling over, having to be carried home sort of guy.
I've been that drunk a couple of times. Well, a few times probably, yeah.
Yeah.
It's horrible, man.
But
in your 20s, it feels like you've got more physical... I don't know. My hangovers were bad, though.
Right.
The next day, man, I was like, I'll be fucked. I could not move.
Yeah,
when you just... It's worse than the flu.
Yeah. Well, it is, because it is you're poisoned. Your body is... and it's also withdrawal. That's what a hangover is, apparently. It's you're going through alcohol
dehydration,
withdrawal.
isn't it? If you die of dehydration, it feel like a hangover.
Yeah. But I think the reason you get like headaches and all that because it is proper withdrawal. Your body's is going
toxins.
Yeah, and it wants more. You've given it that, and it wants more.
Hair of the dog.
So that's why hair of the dog works. It sort of appeases your body's want for more booze.
Did you do any of that?
I didn't know. I didn't drink for a couple of weeks.
That's good.
So yes.
Do you booze a lot, Phoebe?
No.
Oh.
No, not too much.
What's your drink
All
of
right.
choice?
I'm not accusing you.
Well, no. Sometimes
Don't get all defensive.
I try not to because I used to be such an issue.
Yeah.
Because I don't have a drink of choice. I just go for alcohol.
Yes.
What was the issues?
I just get so like I used to be a falling over.
Oh,
like people would
God.
hold me up, and if not, I'd fall backwards and like bash my head, kind of thing.
No.
Just stopped being fun.
Yeah.
When you're just like constantly. Also, like other people remembering what you did, but you're not remembering.
That's the
what you
worst
did.
thing.
Yeah.
Right, and I think when you're younger, it's a
I'd
bit
have people
alright.
not speaking to me the next day,
Oh,
and I didn't know
God.
why.
Oh, that's bad.
That's
Like
bad.
in the office and stuff.
Yeah.
People just being off
your
with
boss.
you.
I felt
Yeah,
so
it was.
embarrassed. Like in the WhatsApp
I
group.
got stopped from going on a business trip to Seville. They just pulled me out of it. No, can't do it. So I was at the Charlotte Street Hotel, and we had a meeting there, and we got and I was just so fucked.
Oh man,
And I don't know what I did.
that's
That's
brutal.
I've got horrible memories of decisions I was making. Like what? Oh man.
And just like the worst thing, like sometimes you just say stuff. You know, when people are like, "Oh, well, I just tell the truth when I'm drunk." I don't.
No,
I
no,
make
no.
such
Lie.
a
Same
Just
here.
lie.
It's truth from a really
Liar.
different place, like from hell. Like you got the devil in you. But I got the security asked, like I was drinking, having a laugh. There was an actor there from Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I didn't
Right.
watch it, but he was like this. So I'm chatting to him on the sofas in the Charlotte Street Hotel. And all of a sudden, these big two security guards, I didn't see them, they were just standing behind me.
No,
And I had to leave.
that's the worst.
But they let me keep, I had a big bottle of champagne. Like I was gripping it, they just didn't even try and take it out of my hand.
Oh man, I think champagne is one of the most dangerous drinks.
Yeah.
Because it goes down so quick and easy. It's like a soft drink. It's all bubbly and like the glasses don't look big, but you're drinking like you're basically downing glasses of
Straight
wine.
from the bottle, mate.
Oh man, that's what I drank so much champagne that day on that wedding. Just like
I think the bubbles, there's something about they go to your head, Mark.
yeah, probably. I
Don't
don't know if
feel
that's
I once-
scientifically real, but it feels it.
Yeah, I once drank only champagne at a wedding because it was free. And the next day, I tell you, it's not nice coming back out.
No, it's not. That's what I find. Yeah, they're the worst. Is like when you know that, oh, my body, I've done something bad to my body. When your wee stings, and you're like, oh
Yeah,
God,
yeah.
what's happened? You do a really dark poo.
All blood in it.
Oh man.
Cancer comes out your ass.
I've just realised we've not mentioned these sauces on the table. We
Oh,
should
yeah,
probably
we
mention them. 'cause
found
that's
these on a bench.
You found them in someone else's shopping bag. These are hot sauces. If you're watching on YouTube, you'll obviously be able to see them. But if you're not, if you're listening, go on YouTube. Go on our YouTube channel and watch the video and subscribe and do all that funny business. But these are hot sauces. And the pictures there are all designed by Steve Stark, who did our logo.
What's the company
Oh,
name?
I
Yeah.
thought you were.
It's called Little Flame Hot Sauces. They're fucking good, man. Last time Steve sent a couple that were like really fruity, sort of Scotch bonnety.
Ooh.
This one here is Scotch bonnet and cayenne. That one is
They're all vegan.
ooh,
actually.
4 out of 5 spice. This one here, what's this? Green chili and herb.
You're going to sample
That's
one.
a 2. I won't sample them now. I'm not going to drink it neat. I'd put it on some food. Scotch bonnet and mango. This might be the one I had already.
Ooh.
Actually, I'm sure I had one that was a. What's that one over there?
Shall I sample one?
Do you like? That's the weakest one.
Ah,
Don't be
good.
a puss.
What's
You're gonna
the hottest
sample one. Hottest one's this one.
That's fucking no
Do a
problem.
little shot, mate.
Do you want to sample it?
Do you like hot sauce?
Yeah, I'll take some hot sauce.
Here we go. Julian's gonna.
Well, you just
Don't
gonna
just
drink it
down
straight
it out.
from
And
the
put a bit on your
bottle?
finger
Yeah.
and just. Don't be an idiot. How hot is it?
It's fucking hot.
Let me let me have a go.
Fucking fiery.
Is it? Because this is
Yeah.
the hot spiciest
Shit.
of all of them.
I can't take hot things.
Oh, it's nice. Oh, that is hot actually.
It's hot, bro.
That's it's got an instant kick. Do you want me to-
Lucky I'm alpha, or I'd be screaming.
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear.
No, it's not. That's a mild one, Phoebe. Just
Actually, I'll
just
put-
get it down,
put,
yeah.
Put your finger on it. that,
Okay, yeah.
and then we'll go
That's
like
it.
that.
Okay, thank you.
That is very nice. That's lovely. Give me the lid. Let me put it back on. Oh, it's nice, isn't it?
Ooh,
It is
that's
fruity.
You really get the Scotch bonnet. I love a Scotch
Yeah.
bonnet. It's such a nice chili. It's you know, some chilies just taste like
It's
chili,
nice,
innit?
innit?
But the ones that have a real individual taste are Scotch bonnet jalapenos. They're the ones that I always
Yeah.
go. I can always tell when they're there. I'm like, yeah, you fucking, I know you're there, mate. I,
What is Scotch exactly?
what do you mean?
What do they get it from?
Scotch bonnets. I reckon they must be, and this is going to be wrong, but they're in a lot of Caribbean foods. Scotch bonnets.
What is a
They use them a lot in
Scotch bonnet?
Jamaica.
What is it though?
Why is it called Scotch?
Why is it called Scotch?
Is
I
that what
don't
you're
know.
asking?
I don't even know what it is.
Scotch bonnet is a chili. It's a type of chili.
Oh, a type of chili.
Yeah. Like, you know, like a jalapeno, like whatever.
Oh, okay.
But where do
So
they
it
where do
grows
they
in
come
the-
from?
You were correct. Yeah, West Africa as well as the Caribbean.
Yes.
I used to
Um,
love Caribbean food.
I love Caribbean food.
Do you know how much they rate on the Scoville thingy?
I don't really understand the Scoville scale.
Neither do I.
Because it's always. I was chatting to a friend today about this. We were watching some Commonwealth Games.
And they had a chili eating.
No. But the
Would have gone
decathlon.
downhill those guys.
They were doing the decathlon, and they were like, the leader's got 8,000 points and is currently in the lead. And we were like, that's too many points. Like, why don't you just make it lower so it's easy to understand? Whereas I think the Scoville scale is that when they're like, this one is 3.5 billion on the Scoville
Yeah,
scale.
apparently a Scotch bonnet is 100 to 350,000 Scoville units.
So why that's too high?
Yeah.
Why not make the highest one 10?
If there's nothing that
And
is
then
a
work.
1, then
Yeah.
they don't need it that high.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's just a waste of numbers, isn't it? Just fucking lower it. Make it easier for us.
Isn't it?
What's the?
It's like
'cause
rupees, isn't it?
I bought a bottle of Carolina Reaper hot sauce. It's it's the only one I've ever had to tap out instantly and gone, I can't deal with that. And can you check what Carolina Reaper is on the Scoville
can.
scale, please? Why is it called Scoville scale as well?
Philip Schofield.
It's how you test how gay someone is. It's the Schofield
Let's
scale.
hot cock.
Oh, apparently the heat is exceptionally hot, and it is 1,641,183.
That's so.
So would it
big
say
a
the
number.
Scoville scale on the back of here or not?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't even look. But because this I probably no, it doesn't.
Surely there's something that makes it stick.
So what? Yeah. Why is
Oh,
it
yeah, so-
Scoville?
1.4 million to 2.2 million.
That's a Carolina Reaper.
Yeah.
Okay.
Was that a sauce, yeah?
Carolina Reaper is a type of chili, and I've bought some Carolina Reaper sauce.
Did you take a bite of it?
I didn't take a bite of the actual chili. I bought the sauce, and it said like on it, it's like, you know, when it's got this picture of like how hot it is on the back, it just had so many chili like heat pictures. I was like, I'll give it a go. It can't be that strong. I was like, they wouldn't sell it in just a normal supermarket if it's dangerous. And I put what I would normally put of a hot sauce on my dish, and genuinely one bite, and I was absolutely fucked. Like ruined the whole dinner, and just like I was just sweating and uncomfortable.
Oh.
And I was like, who's enjoying that? Like that is probably about as hot as you really want to go. If you had that in your dinner, it's like it's nice heat and
Nice,
it calms
yeah.
down after a
You
minute
do
or so.
adapt to it though, I suppose, don't you? And people who have it all the time want it hotter and hotter
I
and
can't
hotter.
Would
be
you
good
ever
for you.
try
It's
a,
like
a
sex.
pure capsicum, which is 15 million?
Ooh, mama!
I'd have a
not tried.
pint of that.
A pint. Go
I'd
on then.
neck it.
Do it on
Rub it on your
Patreon.
belly.
Do you think you'd die if you had a pint of it? Probably.
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably.
Of what? Heart attack?
Just of spice.
Of screaming. He died
I
of
reckon
screaming.
Your insides might just like wither away.
Yeah. Have you ever accidentally put chili on any of your genitals? Do you know when you've been cutting chili?
Tiger balm once.
Oh, that's
Oh,
bad. Because I've
ow.
chopped chilies and then got the chili willy, and
Yeah.
it was
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
brutal, man. It's really, really
Well,
stings.
you had a nice chili sandwich and then a wank. I love that. That's my
I
morning
just
routine.
accidentally chopped chilies before a whack. No, I did. I had been cooking. I'd cut up a lot of chilies. I think I'd made my own hot sauce, was what it was. So I had loads of chilies I was chopping, and then I washed my hands, but you can't. It takes a few washes to get all that off, and I just ended up touching my penis, which is something that does happen throughout the day. It was not like an aberration to touch your own dick, and instantly I just felt it straight away. I just felt the sting, and I was like, oh god.
Did it sting for a while?
A little while, yeah.
Did it feel good?
No, it felt really bad. I'm not into that sort of pain shit.
I'm not actually.
Do you ever use the tea tree shower gel?
I've got a whole routine about it. It's
Oh.
I've got a 10-minute routine about that fucking shower gel.
That's really good on a hot summer's day if you do that.
Come off I was off my coffee. I just saw smoke just rise somewhere. It
Oh,
must have been
sorry.
off yours
Oh,
as you
no,
put it down.
It was the vape. I think.
I was at the vape.
This is cold water. Yeah.
Oh right, it's not. But that shower gel, I hate it. My wife loves it.
I
feel
quite like it. It cools you down if it's a hot night.
But you're in a shower. If you want to put the cold water on, if you want.
No,
to
you
cool
feel
down.
better afterward. Yeah, but it's kind of burny, coldy
I
sensation.
don't, see, I don't like that, mate. I don't want to put anything on my body that makes me feel weird shit. Like the lemon and tea tree is nice because it's just got a little tingle, but the mint one just fucks you up. Like,
It's strong, yeah.
and again, not to get too graphic, but
Around your bum hole.
on. I was going to say on your bell end,
Oh,
and I just felt. I think it's too much. I don't like it.
yeah.
I don't want a cold bell end. I like the fact that it's in
I like
quite a
a
nice.
hot bell end.
I do. I like it where it is. It's tucked away in a nice warm
Lukewarm
crevice.
body
It's
temperature.
tucked.
Well, you know, it does. It's sort of tucked away, isn't it? You put it in a nice little pair of
Mine's
pants.
always hot. Mine's always hard.
God. Fucking hell, man.
Mine's always looking at the sky. Dreaming. Dreaming of
Oh,
someday.
maybe knock a cup over that was next to my foot. Really?
No.
Do you ever? Have we
Stop
talked?
looking at me when you say
I know.
Sorry,
Have
sorry.
you ever? We must have talked about. Oh, we have talked about it on here about.
Hard
I
on.
used to, well, yeah, basically about
Probably.
how I've got a weird. I always get one at the dentist.
Do you actually?
Yeah, like it's, and I also
Well
always
fit or
get
something?
one
You get a
at
hard
my
on-
dentist. No, I always get one on landing when I'm in a plane. There's something about.
Fear.
Yeah, something, I don't know. I think it's either the altitude or it's the vibrations because it's weird.
It's
the
not
dentist
the
one.
altitude. Come on.
Why can't I check? Can a change
Can
of
you get a
altitude cause an erection,
Okay.
please?
I think the more you wank, if you wanked like 3 times a day, you'd probably have that less.
I don't want to wank 3 times a day.
Okay, to
Oh.
be
I'd
honest,
rather just get a boner now and again.
there is a there's a Vice article why climbing Mount Everest gives people weird boners.
I guarantee it's something to do with altitude. I always get one on.
Why do they call them weird
Oh my
boners?
god, airplane boners.
Yeah, I told
What?
you.
I get one when we do the podcast.
I knew it because I get one.
Right, no,
I get
hang
one
on,
during
hang on.
flights, but I also
No.
when we come into land, I've never landed anywhere on a plane without a boner.
This isn't true, right? This article
You
is
can
just
quote me on that. Oh,
Cole's
sorry.
proverbs.
Yeah. Okay, and if you don't like that, you can fuck off.
Let's get on some merch.
nah. This isn't a real thing. It just said it said that everything that you said, and then afterwards it just said the situation is worsened if an attractive female is sitting next to him. So
I mean, that's
I don't believe this to be true.
it's got to be something. Surely altitude. If it can make your ears pop, surely it can make your willy get a hard.
Yeah.
Your Honour.
Can hurt your nose as well if you've done a lot of Charlie.
What?
It can fuck your nose up. And
Really?
Yeah.
I've not had that.
I had that years ago.
I did obviously have my nasal passages opened
I
2
might have
years
had a
ago.
cold.
But yeah, I'm convinced it is because I get them at the dentist, which is that feels like a weirder one, even though I know it's because of the vibrations and stuff. But they're drilling into my head, and I suddenly just pop a little boner.
Maybe you found
Yeah, I think
you
maybe
found a
no.
kink.
Airplane erections apparently is a thing. I don't really know.
I guarantee it is. It's just because I'm not thinking anything. I could be watching 12 Years a Slave and I get a boner on
I
a
mean,
plane.
who don't?
That was literally, and the reason I picked that film is I watched that film on a plane for the first time. So I probably had a boner at some point during it. And I don't know what it is, man.
I know someone that went for an X-ray like on their back, and they were lying down, and when they had to roll over, and when they had a boner.
That's the worst.
And so the nurse just put the clipboard on top and walked.
Oh no!
It's nice of her, isn't it?
Yeah.
But then that sort of does happen. I don't
I'd
like. I'm not a
expect it.
fan of massages.
I was about to say I haven't had anyone do that yet, but I think that's what I would do.
I had.
Got to get one booked.
You know, like
Got to
when,
get booked in there, haven't we?
God.
Sorry.
Extra creepy today. What's
Oh,
happened?
no, sorry,
What
I
have you been
don't-
doing today?
What's the matter with me?
But yeah, I don't like massages, but I do feel like during the one of the small handful I've had,
Small hand jobs.
that I have at some point probably got a boner.
I mean, out of all places, a massage would be the, you know what I mean?
The best.
The best. But it would be like probably that's where it's going to happen, if anywhere.
Yeah. Oh, I agree.
It's quite intimate, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, I know it's not sexual.
You've got all your clothes off and somebody's rubbing your body.
Yeah, I know.
It's weird if you don't get a boner.
I know.
Just look straight ahead.
But you could be polite about it, can't you? And you know what I mean, just push their head down, not really.
No, would you be creeped out if somebody? If they were quite shocked and sort of embarrassed by it,
the thing.
you'd
If
be
it's a
alright.
creepy guy and he was like, you know, I don't know, doing stuff.
If you drop the towel and was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
"Hey."
Or if they were saying stuff. But if
Yeah.
if you said to somebody, "Can you turn over?" and they were like, "I don't want to,"
Yeah.
you'd
Yeah,
probably
yeah.
be more understanding.
Yeah.
I imagine it's an accidental one, like my
Yeah.
dentist ones.
Did they know you had a boner?
Do they ever?
I tell them, yeah, guys, just so you know, I've got a boner. Of course I don't. I do actually just always wear a jean to the dentist.
Just tuck it
Does that
up.
help?
Well, jeans are obviously notoriously quite thick and tight. I wouldn't wear like a
Right.
sort of sports short to a dentist.
Yeah, yeah.
I was
Because
thinking
they
more
would
like
see my
yoga pant,
dick.
like free-flowing trousers.
Well, yeah, I wouldn't.
slacks.
I wouldn't wear like a sort of linen trouser.
I saw a guy out there with those like cycling shorts, and he had the biggest cock. It was just like it was after Poppy episode, and we were walking up. We both just looked at the guy's crutch. It's like he has something down there.
It's I find that fascinating that people have the guts to walk around like that.
I
Like,
know.
I saw a
I reckon he had
girl.
something stuff down there. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, his massive cock and
Yeah.
stuff down it. I saw a girl earlier on with like them little like denim shorts that like the line was so high, like just the bottom third of her bum cheeks were out.
Yeah. Where did you follow? That's why you were late.
I just know I happened to be walking behind her for quite some time.
Yeah, I bet.
Up towards in Broadway Tube Station.
She was jogging in the end. Then she was speaking to the police. And
Followed her all the way to the police station. No, and yeah, I was more than any thoughts of like, ugh, I was just thinking that is too much bum cheek to be showing. It's like wearing a cycling short. I'm like, what are you doing?
it's hot out though, isn't
What do you
it,
think
I
of
suppose?
free the nip then?
I mean, I'm absolutely. I mean, no, actually,
What's free then?
I think
I
it's
think-
weird seeing blokes without tops on. So I just think put layers on. Everyone should wear layers.
What if there was a girl wearing like a mesh top, no bra?
Then I would be supportive of her decision.
Because she wouldn't have any support.
That is true. It depends on her boobies, doesn't
Yeah.
it? Really.
You have to have quite smaller boobs to not need a bra, don't you?
It depends how much
No
you want
ex-
to let them.
Yeah, because if they were massive, like it might be a bit more cumbersome.
Massive Babylon.
Like just flopping around. It might be uncomfortable for her though.
Yeah, I imagine
Yeah.
it's, and you're like, it is.
I mean, I don't
you have
like,
back
I
problems and
wouldn't-
everything.
Yeah,
big
some
big
people- yeah.
I
boobies.
see women breastfeeding that. I don't care. You know, what I mean, I'll just get out of the garden. Not really.
You just detach yourself from the
Yeah,
breast.
you just jump on the other one. have a little
mean-
little sup.
Yeah, but I don't mind all of that stuff really.
No, I mean, you've had enough children to be aware of breastfeeding as a totally normal
I
function.
I don't like stare at them because I'm a gentleman.
Oh, God.
Do you view boobs differently now that you've had partners who have breastfed?
I don't know. I think I do. Yeah, I think yeah, because obviously before that, you know about breastfeeding, but you've never.
Tried it.
Yeah, you've never sort of witnessed it properly as like a daily, regular
What,
thing.
as in they're not sexual anymore?
Well, I think, but before seeing that, boobs were to me were essentially 100% sexual, and then, but I did hear about their other functions, whereas now
On the
it's much more
grapevine.
the other. Yeah, it's flipped. I think of them much more as a tap.
somewhere to come.
Oh God!
But I don't know. I don't think it did affect. I don't think it did affect the way I look at boobs.
You can't just move back into the conversation after that.
While they're breastfeeding, I'm not seeing it as a sexual thing. It's got like dual purposes, I guess.
Yeah,
You know what
a
I mean?
Swiss Army knife.
Yeah. I'm not thinking, cool, look at her tits.
You've got about 20 minutes left.
How long have we been talking for?
40 minutes.
Oh my god, that is that's all right. We got we'll sort.
This is an hour and a half. You know that.
Yeah.
We've got 20 left.
How I'm confused.
Oh wait, sorry.
No, we've got longer left.
You've got an hour left in the studio.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
we need
yeah.
to, but we need to wrap it up for
this
the
pod-
public
yeah.
episode
Yeah,
shortly.
yeah.
So we're all very. That's all this boob chat has ruined our brains. We
Is this
should.
the kind of thing you edit out? Do you need to wave? Or
No, let's not edit it. Let's let the people
Let them behind the
see and
curtain.
hear the magic happen. By magic, I mean that me getting confused about.
and it's just
a
me
time.
being like, okay, guys,
So I
we've got
looked at my
5
watch
minutes left.
and I realised that I didn't look at the time when we started. So all I'd done was check my current heart rate and time. We should quickly do some. We've got some stuff going on in the group. For any non-patrons, you probably aren't aware. Well, you might be aware of this, but we have a WhatsApp group called TVI Chat. That people that are on the £5 or above tier of join. You have the option of joining. You don't have to. There's no, you're not
You
forced.
have to. You can't leave.
But when you sign up to the £5 one, you get the secret code that you then have to.
a lot of people
send
just
us.
watch, I guess, but there's quite a lot just chat.
There's loads of chat. So there's been all sorts of chat going on. Sometimes it gets quite
It's quite
personal.
fun, isn't it?
I had a bunch
I
of.
definitely overshared the other day. I was talking about my childhood.
Yeah.
I was just
yeah.
feeling like really I was at my mum's, I think.
I was chatting to one of our patrons who's in there called Jared, and he came to my Soho
He's in
show.
Netherlands, isn't he?
He lives in.
Oh no, that's
He lives in
sorry.
southwest London, but I met a bunch of them who
think
came
that's
to my
Mark.
Soho theatre show this week. It was lovely, nice to see everyone in real life. But yeah, and me and Jared were chatting about how you really you took a bit of getting going on the group, and now you're just looking. You love oversharing. You always just you're very engaged.
I was telling
in it.
Phoebe before the record, I was like, I well overshared the other day. And the next day you're in a different mood. You're like, did I say that?
God,
far?
yeah. But there was loads of chat today about. I asked if there's any things that they want us to talk about. We got loads.
There's a few questions.
So I mean, let's just pick one at random. I mean,
Have you ever been lost? Was one.
and that was one. One of them was, have you ever had a gay experience? And what was it?
I've not had a physical gay experience.
Just emotional.
Well, I've been in
or-
gay clubs and stuff.
Yeah, I mean that
Is
would
that a
probably
gay
be the gayest experience I've had is going to gay bars.
Yeah, I had a
Like-
peppermint tea earlier.
I cried when my dad died.
Oh, that's proper gay. Glad you straightened yourself out now.
No, I think I've been to gay bars and gay clubs. I don't think I've ever had anything like. I know straight guys have had gay sexual experiences.
Yeah, yeah.
Like when they were young and.
Little blowy.
Well, yeah, I know. So I know
Of
somebody
some
whose
old
first.
queen.
I know a very heterosexual man whose first blowjob was off a boy. He was a boy at the time as well. Just to clarify, they were both. They were both boys. They were both little, 12-year-old boys. And one of them
Was that
almost
private school?
It was a private school, yeah. I mean, it's
There
that
we
weird thing. We
go.
know, I don't think you'd have got that at a comp. But
You got knocked out.
but yeah, and he's absolutely straight. But he was just like, we were just playing around and thought we'd heard about him. So we thought we'd just give it a go. And I was like, that is.
Is the other guy gay now?
I don't know. I didn't ask for that bit of information.
need
Can
to
you
know
follow
this
up,
stuff.
please?
I will. I'll
Please.
get
on his
the
Facebook.
name and lowdown on that guy. But no, I don't think. I've
Facebook video call him now.
ever. What's the biggest thing you've stolen?
You got.
What is it? You got a good one.
Not really. Just it's. We
I mean,
stole it.
we're
We stole
probably
it.
about to cut the public episode,
We
so
stole.
we can save it
Oh,
for.
right, yeah.
Let's save it for the patron, just in case you indict yourself.
Oh yeah.
But
I'm not a thief, by the way. I'm on about.
I used to be a shoplifter when I
When I
was
was a teenager.
between the age of 11 and sort of 14. I was a massive shoplifter. I fucking loved it.
What,
it was
the
horrible.
excitement of it.
Yeah, I just that thrill of just teething stuff was so one
My
of the
mum
things
took
I
me back
lived
to the
for.
shop once because I come home with a bag of Christmas
Oh man!
and loads of lip seals. For some reason, I nicked lip seals
that's-
out of
I-
boots, but my mum took me back.
I used to nick there was no rhyme nor reason to what I was nicking. I got into it as I love shoplifting.
Like a
Yeah,
hobby.
yeah.
Yeah, so there was almost like, and I'm ashamed of it now. I feel so bad.
I've accidentally walked out of shop with things before and took them back now.
Okay, yeah.
So I'm a good adult.
But no, but like, it's all about the nicking rather than what it is. So I went for at once I went into a bike shop and I nicked so many pairs of really expensive cycling gloves, and I didn't even have a bike at the time. Like, I was just in there for the game. I don't know. Me and my cousin probably just fucking threw them in a bin or something. Like we were just horrible. We were just horrible little thieves.
Have you ever had mates nick things out your house as a kid?
No, I don't think so.
I had that a few times. That was so bizarre.
Yeah.
Just like random things, like I don't know, like tall. I can't remember, like loads. Like it happened a lot. This one kid kept just. I'd see him I see my things in his house.
Oh man, that's a liberty.
It was such a liberty.
So I remember I told the story on here recently. And the reason I know I told it is because a teacher from my old school listened to the episode and got in touch. But yeah, like my mate got arrested in Wimbledon Broadway when we were 16 for pulling a gun out in McDonald's. But it was actually a pellet gun that he'd nicked from our friend's house. We'd been there earlier drinking, and like we were playing with a pellet gun, and my mate fucking just nicked it and put it down the back of his trousers, and then later pulled it out in a McDonald's at like midnight and got fully arrested because they thought it was a gun.
I got arrested for shooting someone once with a. I'm sure I've told that story.
I'll tell you what. We're gonna you don't have to cut anything. We're gonna roll straight through. But for public listeners, this is where it ends. We're gonna go on to Patreon now and chat about Julian's criminal past.
They arrested me for attempted murder.
Oh my God! Right, this story is patrons. You're gonna hear the story. For everyone else, thanks for listening to the public episode.
The charge got dropped, by the way.
Just
quickly before they
sign up to Patreon. Patreon.com/We Are TVI. If you want to join the WhatsApp group, get in that £5 here, and you'll get the secret code. And then you can like just leave at your will. There's only been a couple of people that so far have been like, do you know what? It's a bit too full on for me, and constant. And I feel like they felt like they were checking it too often. So you can just mute it and check in when you want. But it's good fun. There's a lot of fun chat going on.
It's good.
Anyway,
become part of the community.
Do it.
The TVIPs.
And now we're talking to patrons only.